The disappearance of Mr. Whiskers. Jenny woke up one bright morning to find her favorite cat, a fluffy white one with brown stripes, missing. Usually, Mr. Whiskers would snuggle beside her, but this morning, he was nowhere in sight. She searched every corner of her house. Under the bed, inside closets, and even in the garden. There was no sign of him. Her heart raced, thinking of the worst possible scenarios. Did he leave the house when she was asleep? Was he kidnapped? She called her best friend, Tommy. "Have you seen Mr. Whiskers?" she asked, trying hard to hold back her tears. "No," Tommy replied, "but let's search the neighborhood. He might have just gone for a little walk." Jenny and Tommy started by asking the neighbors. Mrs. Green, an old lady living next door, said she saw a white cat playing near the park. With hope filling their hearts, they rushed to the park. They saw many kids playing, birds chirping, but no sign of Mr. Whiskers. Just when they were about to give up, a little boy approached them with a white cat in his arms. "Is this your cat?" "I found him near the ice cream truck," the boy said, handing over Mr. Whiskers to Jenny. Jenny hugged Mr. Whiskers tight, feeling a wave of relief wash over her. She thanked the boy and gave him a reward for his help. That evening, she bought a new collar for Mr. Whiskers, one with a little bell, so she would always know where he was. She realized how important it was to keep our loved ones safe and close. From that day on, whenever Mr. Whiskers went wandering, the tinkling bell would tell Jenny exactly where to find him. The disappearance of Mr. Whiskers turned out to be a lesson in love, care, and responsibility for Jenny. The Tale of the Silent Songbird. In the lush green forest, there was a special bird known for its vibrant colors but, oddly, not its song. While every morning the forest echoed with melodies from various birds, this particular songbird never uttered a single note. Sarah, a young girl who loved to explore, often wandered into the forest, her ears delighted by the concert of chirps and melodies. But she couldn't help but notice the silent bird. Every time she saw it, the bird was perched on the same branch, its head tilted, as if listening intently to the world around it. One day, out of sheer curiosity, Sarah approached the bird slowly and whispered, "Why don't you sing like the other birds?" To her surprise, the bird responded, not in song, but in words. "I've been waiting for the right moment," it said. Sarah blinked, taken aback. "Right moment for what?" The bird fluffed its feathers, looking thoughtful. "Every bird sings when they feel like it. I've chosen to wait for a moment that feels truly special to me." Sarah sat down near the tree, intrigued. "What kind of moment?" "A moment of pure joy, understanding, or maybe even sadness. A moment that makes my heart want to pour out in melody." Months passed, and Sarah visited the bird regularly, sharing stories, laughing at jokes, and even shedding tears over shared sorrows. The bond between the girl and the bird grew stronger. One chilly morning, Sarah came to the forest with exciting news. She had won a scholarship to a school in a faraway city. But this also meant she would have to leave the forest and her silent songbird friend. The bird listened intently, its bright eyes reflecting mixed emotions. As Sarah finished her story, the forest seemed to hush in anticipation. Then, to Sarah's astonishment, the bird began to sing. Its melody was unique, filled with joy, sadness, and hope. It was the most beautiful song she had ever heard. Tears glistened in Sarah's eyes. "You sang." "It was beautiful." The bird replied, "You gave me a moment that stirred my heart. A moment of change, hope, and a touch of sadness. I sang for our friendship." Sarah hugged the tree trunk, her heart full. "I'll remember this song forever." From then on, the songbird sang more often, sharing its melodies with the world. And even though Sarah moved away, the echoes of their unique friendship remained, reminding everyone that some moments are truly worth singing about. A misadventure with a time capsule. On a bright summer day, 3 friends Emily, Jake, and Liam were playing in their backyard. While trying to dig a hole to plant a new tree, they stumbled upon an old metal box. Dusty and worn, the box had the year 1990 inscribed on its lid. Emily's eyes lit up. This must be a time capsule. People used to bury them to be found in the future. Liam was equally excited. "Let's open it and see what's inside." Jake, being the most cautious, suggested, "Shouldn't we ask an adult first?" Ignoring Jake's advice, Emily and Liam eagerly pried the box open. Inside, they found photos, toys, coins, and a sealed letter. Liam picked up the letter and began reading aloud. "Dear Future Finder," he read, "this capsule contains memories of our time. If you find this, please rebury it, and let another generation discover it too." The kids were fascinated by the old items and spent hours playing with them. But when the sun started setting, Emily felt a pang of guilt. "We shouldn't have taken the items out. We need to put everything back and bury it again." The 3 friends quickly put the items back into the metal box, but in their haste, they dropped the sealed letter, which got blown away by the wind. The next morning, Jake woke up with an idea. "Why don't we write our own letter, place our own items, and bury it again? This way, we can be part of the time capsule tradition." Emily and Liam loved the idea. They each chose an item that was dear to them, wrote a joint letter to future finders, and placed everything carefully inside the box. The letter read, "We found this capsule and were moved by the memories of the past. We've added our own treasures to carry the tradition forward. If you find this, keep the story alive." They buried the capsule in the same spot and placed a stone on top with the words "Time Capsule" engraved on it. Years went by, and the friends grew up, but they never forgot the day they stumbled upon a piece of history and added their chapter to it. The story of the misadventure with the time capsule became a cherished memory they often recounted, reminding them of the importance of preserving the past while also making their own mark on the future.